Hey everyone, get ready for a story that's, well, it's just pure magic. Today, we're going to dive into the story of the most magical dance. But before we jump in, let me ask you a question. Have you ever missed someone so much it kind of feels like your heart hurts? You know that feeling, when you're just waiting and wishing and hoping they'll come back. Well, that feeling is exactly where our story starts. So, I want you to picture this. It's a beautiful night, the moon is shining down on the Yamuna River. And there's a group of friends, these wonderful girls called the Gopis, and they're feeling that exact ache in their hearts. They were missing their very best friend Krishna, and their hearts were just so heavy.
They waited, and they longed for him, and just when their sadness felt like it was as big as it could possibly get, then he appeared. Krishna was there.
And just like that, in a snap, everything changed. Hearing his voice, seeing his smile, all of that sadness just melted. It was gone. And in its place was pure, shining joy. It was like every wish they ever had came true all at once, just because he was with them again.
So, with everyone's hearts just bursting with happiness, it was time for something truly incredible. The Rasa Utsava, the great festival of the most magical dance, was about to begin.
Just try to imagine what this was like. All of a sudden, you hear kettle drums thundering from way up in the heavens. And then flowers, sweet-smelling flowers, start gently raining down from the sky. Beautiful songs about Krishna fill the air, sung by heavenly beings. And all around you on the ground, you can hear the music of the dance itself, the happy jingle-jangle of thousands of bracelets and ankle bells. Wow! And right in the middle of it all was Krishna. So you have his beautiful dark skin, and he's dancing among all the gopis who had this golden glow. The story puts it this way, and I just love this. He shone like a great sapphire in the midst of golden ornaments. Can you just picture that? It's so beautiful. Okay, but here's where the real magic happened. Krishna wanted every single one of his friends to feel completely, totally special. So, with his amazing power, he stood between every two gopis in the circle. He was literally everywhere at once. So each gopi looked to her side, and there he was, holding her hand. Every single one of them felt like he was dancing only with her. Incredible, right? And he didn't just stand there. He paid such close, loving attention to each person. For instance, when one gopi sang a beautiful song, he praised her, saying, "Excellent, excellent." When another one got a little tired from all the spinning and dancing, she could rest her arm right on his strong shoulder. He gave another a special personal gift, a huge sign of his love, and whenever they got tired, he would gently wipe their faces with his cool hand. He made sure every single person felt seen and deeply loved. You know, this dance was so full of love and beauty that it wasn't just for the people on Earth. The story tells us that way up in the sky, the moon and all the stars actually stood still. They stopped in their paths because they were completely amazed, just captivated by the wonder of it all.
Now, this all sounds absolutely wonderful and magical, but like all the best stories, this one makes you think. And one person who heard this story had a really important question that came to mind.
So there was this very wise king listening to the story, King Parikshit. And he thought, wait a minute. I know that Krishna is here to teach us what is right and good. He's the protector of the rules. So how could he be dancing so closely with the gopis who are the wives of other men? Isn't that kind of breaking the rules? And you know what? That's a really smart question.
Well, the storyteller, Shukadeva Goswami, had a brilliant way of explaining it. He said that we can't judge powerful divine beings by the same rules we use for regular people. Think of it like this. If you or I tried to drink poison, what would happen? We'd get really sick. But what about a huge roaring fire? You can throw anything into it, wood, garbage, anything at all, and the fire just burns it all up and gets even brighter. The fire itself never gets dirty. In that same way, Krishna is like that fire. His actions are always pure.
And this brings up a really important lesson for us. The storyteller gives us a little warning. He says we should always listen to the words of great souls, but we shouldn't try to copy their powerful actions. We follow their instructions, we don't pretend that we have the same power they do.
So that leads us to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? If we're not supposed to copy what happened, then why tell this story? What's the real point? Well, it's because this is a story for your heart. You see, this whole magical dance wasn't just about something that happened a long time ago. The storyteller tells us it has two very special purposes, especially for those of us who get to hear about it today.
So first, he did it to show his deep mercy and love for his friends, the gopis. But the second reason? Well, that reason is for us. He created these amazing adventures so that we would have these wonderful stories to hear.
Because here's the real secret. The magic of this story isn't just in what happened back then. The magic happens now, when we hear it. Listening to stories like this, it does something inside of us. It helps us feel closer to that divine love, and it fills our own hearts with that same feeling. That's the real transformation.
And so the story ends with this beautiful promise. It says that anyone who faithfully listens to this story, it drives away the disease of the heart. You know, those yucky feelings like sadness or anger. And in its place, that person becomes peaceful and steady inside. Hearing this story is meant to heal our own hearts.
And that leaves us with one final thought. We just heard a story that's all about filling the heart with peace and love. So I'll ask you, what stories make your heart feel full? What are the tales that make you feel peaceful, happy, and loved? It's a really wonderful thing to think about. Thanks so much for listening.